Okay, this is Andrew, and this is IS430 web programming, and this is going to be the team project. Okay, so what's going on in the education industry these days is a real drive to make programming a literacy, just like reading, writing, and math. So the idea is that every child will learn how to program by the time they graduate high school or whatever. So let's say as a business owner of a coding school, I am an owner and I'm hiring you as a team to create a website for my company, okay? And the school will be providing a boot camp for two groups of children. And what we're going to use is we're going to use Scratch programming. It's been developed by MIT. We'll discuss it more here in a minute. And there's going to be two groups. We would maybe call it level one or level two for different age groups, okay? And the projects would be a little more difficult for the older kids, obviously. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Scratch demo. You can go to MIT's webpage right here, and you can see Scratch. It's just scratchmit.edu, and then try it out. So there's different versions. You can program right here online in this programming environment, or you can download it to your computer and work on it there. So basically, you have these different tabs here, which are like operators, which gives you less than, equals then. You get your and, or, not. You get your addition, subtraction. Okay, then also you have control, which gives you repeat. These are your loops. If you see that, forever loop. This is a repeat 10 times loop. This is if statements. And then you can cycle through these. I don't want to go through all of them, but basically, here's your motion. So you control your X and Y position. Basically, X and Y is at the center of the screen, and then X goes this way, Y goes that way, obviously. Okay, so let's just take a quick look. We'll do a quick one. We'll do repeat 10 times. We'll do move 10 steps. We'll do move 5 steps. There we go. So you saw him move, right? So let's go ahead and we'll set X to 0 and Y to 0. So let's go ahead and run that. So we'll just set him back here, run it. So you can see, okay. So you get the idea. There's a lot of programming you can do, and I want to show you quickly just a game that I made here. This is like an arcade style game. So you look at these different objects, right? So these different objects have code in them, and you can see here's the loop, here's the if statements, and then if key pressed, do this. If the object is touching the edge, do this. So then these bees here have different movements. You don't need to understand all this code, but I just wanted to show you, how it kind of works. So I'm going to just play it quickly here. And then also you can get killed. Okay, so you get the idea. All right, so great. So MIT developed this environment for kids to start learning how to program and at a young age so that you can transition directly from this. You're learning all the basic concepts and you can directly transition into Python or another programming language. Okay, so let's go back here and turn the slideshow back on. Okay, so this is the assignment outline. As you're going to have requirements for this website, okay? And then this is a deliverable that's in the actual rubric. It says you have to complete a project team charter, and I'm going to give you an example one, so it should be pretty clear, okay? Then you're going to have to choose a software engineering design process such as Agile. We're going to discuss that, but basically what it amounts to is I can't have 4, 5, 6, 7 people just off randomly doing stuff, right? So what's happened is over decades, um, processes and methods have been developed such that basically when software teams have failed, they've created these methods such that you can really work together as a team. Because if you look at the reality, is most programs these days are millions of lines of code, and it's many people working on it. So working as a team environment is really what it's all about. Okay. Okay. So then you're gonna, after that, this is not a software engineering course, and we're just gonna briefly introduce Agile, and you're gonna try to stick to Agile a little bit, because it would be irresponsible of me to just have you randomly doing things. Okay, so then you're gonna develop the Code in School website, and then you're gonna give me the deliverables. Okay, so here's the example site. So basically, you're going to include 4 web pages: a home page, a summer boot camp page, a code school for future growth, like we might want to include Python and Java or JavaScript, but at this time, we're probably not going to do that. I think we're going to have enough to do at the moment. And then a jobs page, okay, where we can hire teachers and office workers, just whoever we might need to hire. So let's go ahead and take a look at the examples. So obviously, there's companies that have come up that actually do this. They do the coding with kids, right? And if you go here, the web page you want to do is going to be similar to this, okay? So what I want you to do is basically don't copy this, but use your creativity and create page similar to this. And this is what's going to happen too as a web programmer is people come to you with business ideas, okay? You need to help them work through their business ideas and make a website from their business ideas. I mean, if they just give you everything to uh, to put down on the web page, then anybody can do that, right? So web programming kind of involves a little bit of marketing skill and also maybe not really artistic skill, but a little bit. I mean, you can copy successful patterns, but you need to have some skill at laying things out. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and look. So you want to basically um, copy this page to an extent, but the way I want you to think about, okay, an individualized approach, that's good. I'm going to have some suggestions, but I really want you to come up with your own things, okay? Computer programming skills, you can read all this and just make a good page here, okay? So now what we're going to do is you want to create a login and create an account. This will go into your SQL, okay? But for now, let's go ahead and look at programs, and we're going to look at the camps, okay? So here's the camps, and basically you're going to copy this. We'll go into a little detail in a minute, but don't copy this specifically. But you're going to use this as a model, okay? Then what you also are going to need to create some kind of calendar so customers can literally come in here and choose which class they want to sign up for, and then this goes straight into your MySQL database, and once like 5 slots are filled up for that course, then that's it. Okay, that's it for the course. Then it'll say full and it'll be ghosted out. You won't be able to choose it as an option. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. So then you want to do a job page, right? Let's quickly go over the jobs page. That should be pretty simple too. You see here, create whatever jobs you want, right? That should be pretty easy. Whatever jobs you want, create them. Then you click on them. You might want to say something about the job, what it pays, things like that. Okay. So now after we've done that, let's go back to the slideshow. So we're going to start doing a little of the requirements. This is the home page requirements. All pages link to each other, obviously. The home page is going to include the name and logo. You can come up with your own name, or you can do just code camp, And this can be the logo, both of these, or you can just use the school, like Code School, or you could just call it Code School, the name of the school. All right, and then, like I said, your teaching philosophy, I want you guys to come up with a teaching philosophy of how to teach kids to program, okay? Now, let me go into that a little further, okay? So I already showed you here. Um, let's go back to, let's go back to, let's go back to Scratch's MIT page. Okay. Now, I already showed you in this location here, and let me pull up another page. So here's just a course on JavaScript, for example, that I've been working through for fun. Okay, so you can see any programming language. If you look at this JavaScript course, it's going to have like strings, booleans, arrays, switch statement. You should have seen some of these things in the PHP because really all the programming languages have these things. Functions, see that? Variable scope, okay? So you get the idea. Objects. Well, now come in here. I want you to relate. Look at this. Here's your control. Okay, here's your conditionals, right? Here's your conditionals. Here's your loops. I want you to relate these pieces here in Scratch to programming concepts in regular programming language. And then what you're going to do is you're going to break down the course by the hour. You're going to say, okay, in the first hour, we're going to learn loops. In the second hour, we're going to learn conditionals. But it's for you to organize it. And we're going to learn strings. So it's a 12-hour course, right? Okay, so with that said, it's a 12-hour course. So what you're going to do is you're going to relate programming concepts to the Scratch concepts. And what we're going to do is initially we'll go over in a group on a large screen. We'll go over the fundamentals of the project. Maybe this is like the first day, the first 4 hours, and then the next 2 days, 4 hours for each day or 3 hours for each day, we'll do a more intricate project that actually pulls in all of those concepts. Okay, so you get the idea. So you need to create a login account so people can, and you want to capture their email. So say they're interested, right? If they're interested, but maybe they don't sign up now, then you can email them later and say, hey, we're offering a special on this course this summer or whatever. Okay, so the homepage should also include special ad for summer boot camp. So make it, like a nice ad, like special $100 off or whatever, or you get the idea. You come up with that. All right, so this maybe even should link to a sales video that just you can pull up if you go onto YouTube. I'm not going to do it, but if you go onto YouTube and type Scratch examples or Scratch programs, you'll get a ton of them. So just link to one of those so that people can see so like parents can see exactly what it looks like. Okay. All right. I hope you're getting the idea here. And this is real world. This is real world because this is what's going to happen if you become, well, maybe not if you're a web programmer sitting at the bottom in an office, but if you want to run your own web programming business or something of that nature, this is the stuff you're going to have to deal with. People are going to come in with business ideas, and they're looking for you to help them turn it in to a real web page. Okay, that's part of the process. So teaching process, right? I'm giving you some ideas here. You can change these a little, but basically students learn the fundamentals in a fun group environment, building projects with the instructor on a big screen. So right here, probably include a picture of like a group setting with kids watching on a big screen. And after learning the fundamentals, students are assigned a project. Each fundamental programming concept will be included in the project. Okay? The student will receive individual help to complete each task as required. Okay, an evaluation will be provided to the parent for each programming concept, which includes completed or completed with assistance. So you have to make up this form. Okay, this can be an online form. This can be a form on the website that says, okay, student, it relates to their account in the database. Said student completed on his own, student completed, okay, student completed 4 loops on his own. So you have one big project that includes all these concepts, okay? So the first day, you're just going over the individual concepts. Day 2 and day 3, you have a big project that includes all of these concepts. And then you're individually helping the student with the problems he's stuck on. So if he does the conditionals like if statements, for loops, fine, he does those by himself, but he has problems with operators, then you put completed with no completed on his own, operators completed with some assistance. You get the idea. Okay, so create an hour by hour schedule for the course. We discussed that. So this is only an example. This is not really how it's going to be. You have to include as many concepts in these hours, right? Because I want you to think about programming concepts. What are they? Write them down here. And then show how these are being evaluated and worked into the project. Now, like I said, a lot of this is, I'm giving you a framework, but there's a lot here for you guys to fill in, okay? Okay, so then you want to create the calendar. We discussed that. That allows customers to choose a slot. We'll start July 3rd, 2017 and continue for 8 weeks. Both level courses are offered each week, 5 students per class max. Okay, so the level 1, you can read this information. Level 2, then we're going to link to PayPal, all right? We're going to integrate PayPal and link to that. Okay, so then you got the jobs page. Okay, team charter, let me go over that quickly. Team charter. Okay. Okay, here's a team charter. I'm going to include it in the under. I'm going to put this whole project, whatever documentation is needed, up under course information. You can look through here. What these guys submitted for the team charter, it was actually for a different class because I don't want to give you the exact same thing. You know, they didn't get 100, so don't be afraid to change it. But you get the idea. It's pretty straightforward. Just look through it. Project authorization. Do your SWOT. This is a team charter, and it's an official industry documentation, okay? So you want to do that because that's a requirement. That's a real requirement of the rubrics. Now here is this links to the Agile I was discussing, okay? So here it is. It's in the shell. There's 4 videos. The first one I think is like 15 minutes, and the next 3 are like 5 minutes. So it should be pretty straightforward. Go ahead and take a look at those. And then you're going to make your deliverables, which is a team charter, 3 milestones, and a website. Okay, so that should be good. If there's any more information that's needed, I'll provide it later. But that should get you the idea and get you going on the project. So basically, you're developing a, a website for this programming school as a team. You're going to use a software engineering process such as Agile, and you're going to create a team charter, 3 milestones, and deliver a website. All right, thank you.